I'm Dr. B.S.Arora. I'm a psychiatrist. Today I will discuss about mindfulness and its implications. Mindfulness is the practice of focusing your attention on the moment and without judgment, observing all the aspects of the world around you as well as your thoughts, your feelings and your reaction. It is also called being aware. Though this sounds so simple, it is actually completely different from the way most of us lives our lives. It is in sharp contrast to being absent-minded or being overwhelmed by thoughts of what we need to do, what happens in our past or what we should have done. We become anxious and afraid and we feel like the life is slipping away. We are busy making plans for the future without awareness of the present moment. We hurry, we worry, and we are afraid to slow down. By living this way, we miss the actual life we are living. We also increases our risk of illnesses and injury. Mindfulness meditation or vipassana is a Buddhist tradition developed 2500 years ago to help people live each moment of their life, even the painful ones, and as fully as possible. It has been used to reconnect the body and mind, particularly by such leaders in the field, such as John Kabat-Zinn at Stress Reduction Clinic of the University of Massachusetts Medical Center, founded in 1979. Eckhart Tolle, the world-class spiritual leader, also teaches this method of focusing on the present. Mindfulness is used as both as a meditation and a practice in everyday life. Practicing mindfulness can be beneficial to the people with wide range of serious illnesses and in dealing with stress, panic attacks and emotional pains. In fact, it can be used by anyone to simply enrich life, to expand the capacity to live and love, to deal with life's ups and downs in a clear and calm manner, and also to reduce physical pain, health, stress and mindfulness. In just 8 weeks of a training in mindfulness and mindful meditation, studies shows that the brain and the way it processes emotion under the stress can be changed. At the end of the 8th week, the immune system is more robust, people feel calmer and they feel more comfortable with their bodies. Their risk of injury is dramatically reduced. Stress is total mind and body response to perceived threat. Much stress comes from the imagined threats. When we begin to pay attention not to our thoughts or an idea about the things, but to the life as it really is, we are able to pay attention to the actual threats and dispel our fears. By being mindful, we are alert to what is really happening and we can act clearly and wisely to real threats. Stress reaction involves the endocrine, central nervous systems that releases stress-causing chemicals into our bodies. Since the life is full of turbulence, we are often in the state of constant stress that result in such physical problems such as high blood pressure, depression, headaches, backaches and insomnia. Stress miserably causes the disorder of musculoskeletal, cardiovascular, nervous, gastrointestinal and immune system. The rigid thinking and the behavior that might have once kept us safe become our enemy when our worldview is challenged. To cope up with mental discomfort, many people become busier or they develop unhealthy practices involving food, sex, drugs, or alcohol. Stress not only undermines the health of our mind and our body, can potentially kill us, but it also robs us of the quality of life. Mindfulness can help you, especially if your life journey is no longer an adventure, but an obsessive need to arrive, to attain, and to make it. And you no longer see or smell the flower by the wayside, or nor you are aware of the beauty of life as it unfolds around you. You are always trying to be somewhere other than where you are. What you are doing is a mean to an end. You are waiting for fulfillment from something or from someone in the future. In this talk, I will define some of the principles of mindfulness and how to develop it, how to apply it to the various aspects of your life. Be the silent watcher of your thoughts and behavior. You are beneath the thinker. You are the stillness beneath the mental noise. You are the love and the joy beneath the pain. Eckhart Tolle. The principle of mindfulness. There are two parts of mindfulness practices: mindfulness meditation and the mindfulness in everyday life. Both are important and necessary to achieve the fullest benefit of mindfulness. Mindful meditation is very different from TM, means transcendental meditation, or other similar practices where you are focus attention on one thing and exclude all other thoughts and distractions. Those practices can result in deep state of calmness. Mindful meditation begins by focusing to create calmness and stability, but then it goes beyond that state to one of the focus attention. Rather than ignoring or suppressing the thoughts that come into mind, thoughts are noted and observed intentionally without judgment, moment by moment, as event in the field of your awareness. Mindfulness meditation today is not usually a religious practice, but since Buddhists originally developed it, there are vipassana centers with Buddhist emphasis. For those who are busy people, mindfulness meditation requires discipline because it involves taking time each day to do these exercises, which will strengthen the capability to be mindful in everyday life. We encourage you to try mindfulness meditation for just 8 weeks, and overall awareness, quality of life, and health will be improved. Mindfulness in everyday life is simply moment to moment awareness. All it requires is shifting from autopilot mode to an awareness at any time. Learn to be the witness of your thoughts, emotions, and become aware of the background static of ordinary unconsciousness and how rarely you are at ease within yourself. By observing your emotions during ups and the downs of your life, you learn to surf the wave. Beneath the surface of the wave is calmness, strength, and the energy of universe, which will stabilize everything in your life. Examples of everyday mindfulness include: while brushing your teeth, feel the stimulation of the brush on your gums, the taste and the smell of the toothpaste, and the coolness of the water when you rinse your mouth. While eating, feel the texture of the food in your mouth and the various flavors and aromas around it. Do not think about other things or to talk. Do not think about the next bite until you savored the current one completely. When talking with someone, really listen and hear what they are saying without judging them and thinking of other things or planning what you want to say the next. Practicing mindfulness, each second of your life should be savored. Even everyday chores and tasks can be very enjoyable if you pay attention to the little details that makes the thing special. Be deliberate in your action. Make a note of the things that arouse your senses, such as the warmth of water while you are doing dishes, the details of your furniture while cleaning, the scent of the soap while you shower. Mindfulness requires withdrawing attention from the past and the future whenever they are not needed. Your mind tends to escape the present into future and the past. Both are illusion. The future is either imagined to be better or worse than the present. Your past is a history of good and the bad experiences which can color the present moment. To be free of the time, it is to be free of the psychological need of the past for your identity and the future for your fulfillment. Do you talk and think frequently about the past? If so, you are not living in the present moment. Your past and your future are not you right now. By not dragging the past every moment, it gives you back the moment in which you live. When focusing on the present, be aware of the time only as it's needed to accomplish the goal. If you set a goal and the work toward it, you are peripherally aware of a time, but your focus is on the present moment. If you set a goal, focus on the goal, and the present is just a stepping stone to the future, and the present loses its intrinsic value. The stepping stones are the focus of the present. How to deal with reaction, thoughts and emotions. Life has cycles of good and bad. When we practice mindfulness at the time, sometimes it makes us upset, hurt, angry. We stop immediately to observe the moment. We become the witness of circumstances and become aware of our reaction. By looking at the things in non-judgmental way, we take the power away from the situation and do not let it feed our emotions. For example, if you get cut off in the traffic, rather than reciprocating with the road rage, simply watch the car cut you off. Feel the anger. Wait to see what happens next. By surfing the emotions and watching without the judgment, the anger will hit a peak and then dissolve. Surrender is a simple but profound wisdom of yielding to, rather than opposing the flow of the life. Accept the present moment. By accepting the situation and taking positive action, we are more effective than resisting the situation and taking negative or no action. In bad or intolerable situation, we can see clearly the course of action, or when nothing can be done, we can plan. But planning must not consist of projecting into future or running the mental movies that cause us to lose the sight of present moment. If we cannot take any action, cannot remove ourselves from the situation, we must go deeper into surrender without giving up. There must never be any resistance to reality. By going more deeply into the present, change often comes about with little or no action at all. Negativity is inner resistance. Negativity cannot change the reality. It stops desirable conditioning from happening. We must acknowledge the negativity and the inner resistance and try to drop it. When mental and physical tension arises and there is a resistance, the free flow of energy through our body is restricted and our health suffers. We create our own problems and the pain with this negativity. If we cannot drop it, we must either focus our attention on it or become transparent to allow whatever is annoying us to pass through us. Instead of reacting with a defense or an attack, offer no resistance. This does not mean you become dormant to the bad behavior of others. Accept the situation that are not tolerable, but it means they lose their power over you. You simply do not accept insult or a rudeness of others into your realm. It passes over you, deflects back to them, and it does not affect you. How to deal with the problems? Many problems are burden which we carry around in our mind. We imagine the things that may or may never happen in the future. When we are full of past and the future problem, there is no room for new solution. We can choose to eliminate this burden by focusing on one thing which we can do immediately. Waiting are of two types. First, small scale waiting involved such as traffic jam, a line at grocery store or airport. These are the great opportunity for mindfulness, where we can observe the things and the people around us and our own emotion rather than getting impatient and wishing we were not waiting. The reality is that we are waiting and we must wait. Second, large scale waiting is waiting for next vacation, bigger house, meaningful relationship, success, retirement, or our next raise. Some people spend their whole life waiting because they want the future, not the present. Prosperity is a full accepting our present reality and being grateful for what we have. Deal with the past emotional pain. When we are not mindful of the present, every emotional pain that we have experienced leave behind a residue and that lives on in us. And that accumulated pain is a negative energy that occupies our body and mind. It can be dormant or it can be active. In unhappy people, this past emotional pain is active up to 100% of the time, so that they can live entirely in pain. Other people may not experience past emotional pain in certain circumstances, relationship, or when it is activated by innocent remark or thought. These emotional pains can result in negative, vicious, or self-destructive thoughts, behavior and feelings. It is best to catch the past emotional pain at the very moment it awakens from its dormant state and feel its energy. Be completely aware of it. By doing this, the pain cannot control us. if we identify with it, it can take over us and become part of us and live through us. If we are closely identified with this emotional pain for most or a part of our life, we will feel resistance to watch it. We have unconscious fear that we will lose our identity because larger part of our sense of the self is invested in it. Do not fight the emotional pain. Just watch, accept it as it is, what is in the moment. People seeking salvation in the future are trying to escape some pain. If they focus on the present, they encounter their own pain and which they fear. By doing this, the pain dissolves into past. And how to deal with painful relationship. When we experience painful emotions in relationship, we usually perceive our partner to be the cause of those feelings. We project our feeling outward and attack the other person. People rely on unhealthy lifestyle and habits such as drugs, foods, codependent relationships, or alcohol to cover up their own emotional pain. When these things are not available and when they stop working, the pain is uncovered. Other people do not cause our pain and unhappiness. We allow it to happen. We must face the pain that is in us rather than trying to escape it or blame others. Only then will our pain dissolve into the past. The way to deal with the lack of closeness or dwelling on the imperfection in others is to commit to loving kindness for the other person every day. Begin practicing compassion for the other person and explore how you can be fully accepting of that person such as they are. Clearly, if you are in a danger of physical harm, this is not an appropriate thing. But for everyday disagreement or negative self-talk about another person, this is the productive way to change. Not only your own perception of them, but to most likely change the dynamics of the relationship as well. How to deal with illness and the physical pain? Illnesses and the physical pain are the part of one's life situation. It is recommended not to label illness because that it gives you the reality, solidity and continuity in the time. By confronting pain and the illness, even the death, only in the present, it is reduced to one or several of these factors. Maybe a physical pain, weakness, discomfort or disability. Surrender to those factors, not to the idea of illness. We must not blame ourselves or feel guilty or blame life for its unfairness. All of that is resistance. If we become seriously ill, feel angry at those suggestions, it is an indication that illness has become the part of our senses or self, and we are protecting our identity and illnesses. Our illnesses have nothing to do with who we truly are. Surrender to the moment and it will transform you. Fear and the pain will not necessarily be transformed into happiness, but they will be changed into deep acceptance that surpasses simple emotions. If you want to learn about mindfulness and its applications, let us know. You can call me on my mobile, you can mail me, or you can visit our website. Thanks for listening.